Good day and welcome back to Feel Resilient. Malv and I were just talking about my one of my mentors. He doesn't know me, but Robert Kiyosaki, and so he has the Rich Dad Radio Show. The good news and bad news about money. So this is the Feel Resilient show, and who to trust with your liberty, your health, your sustainability, and your spirituality. Or another way of saying it is who to trust in a world of liars. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking today about something that came up in our conversations with our friend Teresa from the Real Life Process. And again, we'll have a link below to some of the interviews that Teresa and I have been doing as she's been coaching me through on helping me to get a real life. And I was teasing her about that. She's going to help me to get, I said, you're going to help me get a life. And she said, you already have a life. And I said, no, I need a real life. And so we were talking about, how does her real life process and what she's coaching me on, how does that connect with Malva, for you and I, what we're focused on with Feel Resilient, helping people to feel resilient, to feel the capacity to withstand difficult circumstances, right? Because that's really what resilience is having the capacity to withstand these difficult circumstances, but also then to feel the capacity to bounce back from difficult circumstances. And the imagery that we've created for that, again, is this idea of a woman holding an umbrella, right? And so holding the umbrella, which is an image of her capacity to withstand difficult circumstances, whatever they might be, and to be able to bounce back from these difficult circumstances, not only for her, but also for her loved ones, for, if she's married, her husband, children, grandchildren, whatever the case may be. And with Teresa, we've been exploring this idea of it's critically important that you know who you are. And how do we know who we are is based on how well we understand our values and our needs. And again, there's this link that we have below, right? That there'll be people who will be able to click on and tap into this resource where they can do an assessment of their own values and needs, and they can follow along on the consultation I have with Teresa, her coaching me through this. The basic point is that if you don't know who you are, you cannot feel resilient. You will not have the capacity to bounce back from these difficult circumstances or to withstand difficult circumstances. So this is why we're spending so much time with Teresa, to really help us to understand who we are, what our values are, what our needs are. And then in the next video, we'll talk about why that's so critically important, so that you make decisions in advance. You already know what you're going to decide in advance because you have these values and these needs already established. Much easier to make decisions and move on. And so there's two things then I want images for somebody who doesn't know who they are. And think about it this way, their umbrella of feeling resilient, or this umbrella of have the capacity to withstand, is there, but they don't know how to use it, right? So that's like saying, okay, I want to feel more resilient, but I have no idea who I am. I don't know what my values are. I don't know what my needs are. So one image is, this woman has got an umbrella, but it's hanging on her arm, right? So she's walking into the storm, or she's in the storm, and the umbrella is hanging on her arm. Well, what good is that? I mean, if you got this umbrella to help you to have the capacity to withstand, but you don't know how to use it, it's useless hanging on your arm. Or you and I, Malva, we were talking about when I lived in the city, and the wind would when storms would come up, and it would just howl through the through the skyscrapers where I lived and went to school. And, jackets are flying, hats are flying, ladies are trying to hold their skirts down, all these kind of things, crazy. And you would see these poor people, somehow they got the umbrella the wrong way. So instead of leaning into the storm, right, opening the umbrella and leaning into the storm and moving into the storm, somehow they got it flipped around and the whole thing just reversed and collapsed. And so you can imagine if this umbrella was totally reversed, collapsed, destroyed, what good is it? So again, it's the same idea that if you want to feel resilient, you want to have the capacity to withstand and to bounce back, but you have no idea how to use your umbrella. And part of that umbrella is knowing what your needs and values are. That's, a key foundation for sure. And that's what we're exploring. So again, in the links below, then there's the values and needs assessment that you can take. That'll help you start to think through these things. And again, you can go into the videos that Teresa and I are doing as she's coaching me, which will help you put your values and your needs together so you can actually have the capacity to feel resilient. All right, we'll see you on the next video. Take care.
Take care.